20th birthday. So it's something that I've always lived with, and I've always had kind of a really close relationship to, because you have to spend a good quarter of your life in the hospital. You know, I've had 30 and counting surgeries, because the last time I counted, I was like 15, and I've had a bunch since then. Wow. I'm on around 50 medications a day. Some are pills, some are shots, some are inhaled. I do like 3 hours of breathing treatment. So something is really time and energy consuming. And the thing about CF, and I think the thing for me that I've kind of really made like my whole identity around, and I don't even really know how it happened. But as much as having CF has been really painful and really hard, I've also been able to do a lot of really beautiful things in my life that I'm incredibly proud of. And I've been able to travel the world and be a public speaker, and I run a nonprofit, and I help other people with cystic fibrosis, and I get to help with hospitals and changing the way that doctors treat patients and all that kind of stuff. And so I've just been really incredibly lucky in my life. And I think that something I've kind of made my whole mission about is talking about how you can be sick, you can be suffering, you can be in pain, and you can still make something with your life. You can still be proud of your life. You can still be proud of yourself and do something with your, you know what I mean, with your experience. Because really, human experience is the most valuable tool we have. It doesn't matter whether it's a good experience or a bad experience. You still get something from it. So that's like the gist of my story. And there's probably a lot of other things that I'm totally skipping over, but I think that's all you need to know.
Okay, so tell me, you know, you started a YouTube channel because you wanted to, you know, there's a whole host of reasons probably, but tell me about your YouTube channel and just like what you talk about and what you show people.
Initially, I was just trying to humanize people who are sick, because there's not, you know, growing up for me, something that I think is important that a lot of people don't think about, if you're not someone who's raised around someone who's sick or raised as someone who's sick, is that there's not any, like, role models. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really know anyone growing up who was sick, who was also doing things in their life. You know what I mean? The only kind of sick people I ever saw were very kind of sterilized and boxed in and were, you know, on Make-A-Wish commercials or St. Jude commercials. Right. Like, I didn't see, you know what I mean? And there's the occasional public speaker, you know what I mean, who would tell you could achieve anything. And it was awesome. It was great, but it wasn't enough. They weren't transcending their illness. You know what I mean? They weren't more than that. And so I thought maybe I can kind of humanize people who are sick in a way. You know what I mean? Just talk about it, be real about it, be real about death, be real about all that stuff. And also just be me and be a, you know, like a weird person. You know what I mean?
It's almost like if you find that thing you love to do, it makes going to school worth it. It makes getting a job worth it. It makes going to college worth it. It makes paying attention to your surround, you know, it makes investing in other people worth it. And so sick or not, it's probably, I hear you saying it's really important to have this thing that you love to do, because that's what gets you out of the bed in the morning and gives you a passion and a purpose.
Exactly.
And so what's yours? Like, what's your ultimate, like, what's your thing, your passion, your purpose, your hope? What is that?
There's such a feeling that if we're not perfect, you know, or if we're not what we think we should be, or our lives aren't what we think that they should look like, that we have nothing valuable to give, which is just such a backwards way of being taught. Because I think the truth is, and if you look throughout all of human history, right, the people that have the most to give are not people that had normal, like, happy, sweet lives, right? I mean, like, if you look at artists and musicians, they really, really deeply suffered throughout their life. And that's where the beauty came from. That's where, you know what I mean? That's where all of their art came from, and all of their, you know what I mean? Every single gift you have really does come from the pain and suffering you've been through, which sounds corny, and it sounds like something, you know what I mean, you'd read in some inspirational quote book, but it's true, and on a really practical level, because what I went through, I knew exactly what it felt like to have CF and not to have support, and so I knew exactly what needed to be done to help people, and that no one else would have known, so I kind of just applied myself to that, and that's what I've done for the past 6 years, has really been finding a way to give back, and not in a corny way, but in a, like, because it was the only thing I had. It was the only thing I had to give was this experience of being sick, and how to make it better, how to make it less isolating, less frustrating, less stuck, you know?
Absolutely.
So that's kind of my passion, as completely dorky as that sounds.
No, it's inspired. Not a lot of 13-year-olds starting nonprofits trying to help the world, and so that's a pretty incredible thing.
True.
Most I think most people who have a terminal illness